orchestra for it. One of Sahir's most famous ghazals, Tanga chuke hain kashmkashe zindagi se hum ठुकरा न दें जहां को कहीं bedili se hum. In that, there is a line, and it has been a source of much thoughts and discussion for me. लो आज हमने तोड़ दिया रिश्ता-ए उम्मीद, लो अब कभी गिला न करेंगे किसी से हम. So today I break the relationship of hope and expectation. From now on, I'll never complain to anybody. So if you think about it, especially if you get to be a certain age like I am, everyone, everything, one point or the other in life disappoints you. People disappoint you, relatives, bosses, friends, life itself. I mean, Camus said, it's not that there is no tragedy of life, it's not that there is no love, but that love dies. So it's always the case. You can always make a long list of people, things, circumstances which didn't live up to our expectations. Well, by the same token, if you think about it further, we must have disappointed everybody too. I mean, you're not that perfect. We're not that perfect. People must have expectations of us. People have had expectations of us, which are unreasonable, sometimes reasonable, sometimes out of the blue, and you cannot meet all those expectations. Sorry. And so we must have disappointed everybody too. So you don't have the right to sit around and complain about everybody. If you take it further, I'm sorry, I'm going on and on about this. So Buddhist thought, what do they talk about? They say that your sorrow, your share of sorrow is proportional to your desires. The more you want, the more you seek, the more miserable you're going to be. And for contentment, reduce your wants, reduce your desires, and thereby, your share of disappointments and sorrow would be less. I mean, there's an old saying, चाह गई चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह जिनको कुछ ना चाहिए वो शाहन के शाह.
बिल्कुल
I mean,
सही बात.
I mean, Gita. What does Gita say? Right? Do your duty and leave the results to me, to the divine. So I was reading Michael Crichton's, and if you read his, he wrote Jurassic Park and
I know.
and Ramita Spring and
Many
all
books.
stuff. Yeah. Unfortunately, he became a climate denier later on. But he has a book called Travels, which is like a sort of memoir, and wonderful book, very nice, old book, dated a little bit now. In which he talks about how he would go around with righteous indignation. कि किसने क्या कर दिया, complaints against the government, against people, on stupid people, left and right, people who are cutting in front of you in line like I complain in India, or bigger issues and so forth and so forth. And after much consideration, he came to the conclusion, he says, I am the troublemaker. The problem is mostly with me.
सही बात है.
It's not with the world, it's with me. And so what do you think?
All spiritual traditions point to this कि हमारी जो हमारी जो shortcomings हैं, we project to the world and we are disappointed because we are at some level disappointed in ourselves. We are not good enough. और वो दूसरों पे हम चेप देते हैं. All of this self-reflection is appropriate. एक मेरा जो है favorite असूल इसके अंदर वो ये था, my favorite quotation on this is I used to be conceited, but now I am perfect.
And now you are what?
Now I am perfect.
That
एक जमाना था कि मैं बहुत conceited था, मगर I worked on it. I worked on it so hard, Harish, कि now I have achieved perfection. अब मेरे से तो कुछ so I love this because it just cuts to the heart of the opposite thing. जितना मर्जी अपने आप को फुला लो, sooner or later.
But seriously, they're talking about expectations and disappointments. is slightly even further off subject. You familiar with Robert Haas? Reena must know Robert Haas.
Ah,
He was poet laureate,
अच्छा.
and he has a poem called "Privilege of Being." It's a long poem, and I remember the lines, some of the lines in between. Very beautiful. So, and one day, running at sunset, the woman says to the man, "I woke up feeling so sad this morning. I woke up feeling so sad this morning because I realized that you could not, as much as I love you, dear heart, cure my loneliness." And then she touched his cheek and reassured him that she did not mean to hurt him with this
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
And then the man is not hurt exactly because he understands that life has limits, that people die young, fail at love, fail of their ambitions, etc., etc.
बिल्कुल ठीक.